Hello, hello. This is the Donbozos podcast, and welcome back to our another episode, our first episode of the summer, and hopefully more episodes down the line since Jeremy and I will not be as busy since it's summertime. So again, my name is Aiden Stevenson, and I am joined by my co-host Jeremy. Jeremy, how are we doing tonight?
Doing good. Summertime, a lot more free time, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since both of us, we both didn't get into our summer class, or you did, but it got canceled because there wasn't enough people. So yeah, hopefully a lot
Yeah.
more podcast episodes and a higher, maybe a little bit higher production, maybe a couple more couple more segments and whatnot. But today we have a lot to cover since it's been a while since our last podcast. We had a couple of guests. We talked about rotation, and now we have a special guest. We have returning guest Recner. Recner, how are we doing tonight?
Fucking fantastic.
That's what I like to hear, baby. And yeah, so in this episode, we got a lot. To talk about for Pokemon. We got our very, of course, local recap. We have our LA regional recap, which is very exciting. We got to see all the boys again. We have a Twilight Masquerade. We're going to be going over some of our favorite cards, and of course, we have starting tomorrow, right, guys? Either tomorrow or Friday. NAIC. Talk about some things there. And of course, we got to go over the MSI for League of Legends, as well as LCS coming up starting in about a week and a half. And then the ongoing Valorant Masters Shanghai. All right, Jeremy, do you have anything else you'd like to add before we get started?
No, I'm ready to talk some Pokemon trading card game. I love the Pokemon trading card
All
game.
right, let's go ahead and start off with local recap. There has been a couple of locals, but we're gonna go just most recent locals, past week and a week or two. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with Rector. Rector, what locals have you? What local have you gone to recently?
Last week I played at Legends Eastridge for Twilight Masquerade format, and then followed up with Card Art Twilight on Friday. And I came back from cringe Yu-Gi-Oh locals today.
Yeah, okay. Well, how did the Twilight Masquerade locals? What you play against? How'd you feel?
For Wednesday, I played Lugs.
Okay.
Deck seems fucking insane.
Okay.
BDIF. Little key joking. The only matches I lost were because I prized Ogerpon, which no one's playing that card right now. I think that card's like crazy, but that's besides the point.
Okay.
Yeah, trading with Ogerpon seems really insane. I only lost my matches because I just prized the Ogerpon and then losing hands too early into other shenanigans. Yes, I wasn't able to take the last few prizes, but 2-2 at Eastridge, and then over at Card Art, forget what I played. I think I played Lost Box. Just went 2-2.
Okay. For sure. And I went to Davis Cards and Games here in California for two locals. I went one yesterday, went one today. Yesterday, I decided to play Greninja EX with the Pidgeot, so not the Fossils version. Again, Twilight Masquerade, just like Recner said, a lot of shops are doing it now that there's no like challenges or cups coming up. And I went 2-1. It was supposed to be 4 rounds, but we lost power due to high heat. There's a power outage, so 2-1 in the end. It feels good. Greninja feels real good, only because I didn't play into a Guardian Mew EX. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like once I play Guardian or Mew EX, I just get farmed. But reset stamp, counter catcher, reset stamp into a supporter for the turn is really nutty, and I'm really glad. I really like how Greninja looks. I know it's not the best deck, but I love Greninja, so I went with that. And then today I played a for fun deck. Now, Davis Cards and Games is doing a new challenge. It's called the Jim Lee's Gym League Challenge. So we all know the format Gym Leader Challenge, which is the format that Andrew Mahone made. But Davis Cards and Games is now doing a challenge called the Jim Lee's Gym League Challenge. And basically, if you bring a standard monotype deck and be the highest placing person that's participating in the challenge, you get a gym badge for that type. And if you win with 8 different types, you get 8 gym badges and you get a booster box. So today, I went ahead and I went with a Ho-Oh-V colorless deck. Now, Rector was flaming me about bringing this deck, about putting it in the challenge, but guess what, Rector? I won today. I got the damn gym badge today. For those of you wondering, you just go first, you sit on a Snorlax, you Carmine, you Squawk, and you get a Ho out with 4 energies. Turn 2, you just start either swing with the Ho or with the Arceus. And it was a good time. Yeah, Rector, you telling me to not play this, but it was a fun time, Rector. You know what I'm saying? You have any opinions on this?
I get myself to Davis because I heard that look was free.
Whoa, chill. Yeah, Jeremy and Recner last night helped me construct this deck. Jeremy, do you have any thoughts on the deck?
I love hitting Trinity Nova.
Yeah, there was a match where the guy was just breaking with single frenzy. I was just turning over every turn, and then the ho had all 8 different basic energies on it, and I didn't even get a chance to swing with it. But yeah, but Barrel's crazy. Ursulino always going to be crazy, which we'll get into later for sure. So yeah, Jeremy did go into local, so that's gonna be it for local recap. Um, yeah, so let's go ahead and hop into LA regional recap because this is very exciting. The podcast is not dead. We are not trash. Jeremy, what did you do? What did you do, man? What did you do at LA?
I made day 2 for LA. So I played Chen Pao, basically the list that everyone runs. The was it like the Reagan list?
Yeah.
And day 1 I went 6-2-1 or 6-1-2. So basically like basically doing the bare minimum to get into day 2. Shout out to my round 4 opponent or round 5 opponent because I was 1-1-2. We were both if we were tying. He had better board state, but then I told him I was probably gonna play out the entire day, and then he gave me the win. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But super hype that you have a limitless page now. You made day 2. I'm still looking for it. And it just feels good. I know it's like we're not like making day 2 every regional, but Jeremy and I, we don't go to very many regionals. We go to 1 or 2 a year.
Literally just the California
Just the
ones.
California one. So for the podcast, this is a huge accomplishment. And unfortunately, me and Recner, we survived a different. We did not survive the same fate. We both scrubbed out day 1. I played Pidgeot Control with Entei, but not with the Zardiax, which we'll talk about with the winning list. I went 2-2-2. And Recner, how'd you do?
It was probably the most tragic tournament run I've ever had in my life. I think 1-2-2, played out round 6 just for fun, and then so it was 2-2-2 drop, and I just kind of just ran around the venue doing stuff.
Yeah.
My only takeaway from regionals is who travels all the way to LA to play Ancient Bucks? I hate Ancient Bucks.
I also hate Ancient Box. That's what got me out.
I think our entire group took decks that did not want to play against Ancient Blocks, and I think we all played.
I think our entire Airbnb did. Yeah. Besides maybe Dan.
Yeah,
Speaking of which,
I don't think anyone.
Speaking of which, we actually had an Airbnb of 12 people of some booth gamers, as mentioned, as well as some local friends from Tofu's Trading. Our fellow booth gamer Daniel Sweetman getting 12th with Golden Joe, Goldengo EX, which was just huge. In the wise words of Recner, the rich get richer. Yeah, how are we feeling? Any thoughts on Dan's run here?
Hey, he made it rain, dude. He was cooking day 2. He was just cooking the entire time. I think he tied with Raymond, and then I think he just won like every other round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recner.
I mean, that's kind of nice. I played it a few times and it feels really good, but I never believed in it. I feel like there's just so many one-ofs, but that's probably just my Yu-Gi-Oh brain thinking of, oh, I just won't see these one-ofs, so why am I playing a bunch of one-ofs? I'd either want to play multiples or none of them. But he made it work, and he made it rain.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go ahead and talk about other decks. About the regional. Congratulations to Lucas Zing again taking it with Pidgeot Control with Charizard EX. I really do enjoy the aggressive, more attacking control lists. I did play Entei in mine. I should have played Zard, I guess. I mean, Zard's just a busted card. And Brandon Bond, our good friend from 88 Card House. Brandon Bond getting second with Lugia Archeops, which is quite cool to see. But yeah, you guys have any thoughts about the regional matchup spread and things like that?
Yeah. So I played Bradner in one of my rounds who ran the same 60 as Lucas. And a disaster. So like it has cape on a Zard, so I tried to kill it early Pidgey, and then they just hit the Dorton and do another Pidgey again.
Yep.
So that kind of sucked. And then he hit me with the Aries just actually ripped everything. I think like Aries ripped like 3 super rods and like 3 superior E's. So it's like, well, because I'm not
So
playing
just
this game.
overwhelming amount of control.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll just scoop. I'm not trying to play this out. Like I can.
So much control.
Yeah. Yeah, the Zard with the cape, like it's like impossible to knock out at like 430 HP, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And Recner, how do you feel about Dex this regional?
I think after day one, after I scrubbed out, I was like, man, I should just play Lugia today because I picked up the pieces because I was building a deck for my sister. And then when we're in the venue day two, because we pulled up with Jeremy and Dan to the venue, and when we were chilling there early, we were just hearing everyone like playing out their final Swiss rounds, and we hear that there's like multiple undefeated Lugias in these final rounds of Swiss, and I'm like, man, I definitely should have like just built Lugia. I should have just played that.
Yeah, I think there
You
was
know,
just a lot of control. So then, like all the
yeah.
Lugia, there was a lot of controls, and then like Lugia just has positive matchups, so you just play all the Lugias just end up near the top with all the control decks.
And man, I thought it was 1 week too early, so I didn't pull the trigger. But apparently, it was just the perfect time to play Lugs.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, that was LA Regional. Really exciting stuff. Again, congratulations to Lucas for winning. Congratulations to our friend Dan Sweetman, fellow Booth Gaming, fellow Booth Gamer, and we'll be back for a vengeance whenever the next California Regional is. Us three, especially. And I really hope this was the last masquerade or last regional event before the masquerade rotation, right? So this was,
Yep.
I believe, the last time we see so much control. Because I believe it gets a little bit worse with Masquerade, but we'll have to see. Because let's go ahead and talk about Masquerade. And we'll go ahead and I have the card list pulled up here on the Pokemon website, and let's go ahead and just talk about some cards that we're excited for. So, would anyone like to start?
Yeah,
I
I'll just
love
start.
Freddy
Do you
Fazbear.
love Fazbear?
Okay, yeah.
We love
Yeah.
Fazbear.
I figured you guys would say that. So, yeah, Blood Moon Ursulina EX season scale Blood Moon used by this Pokemon cost one less energy for each prize card your opponent has taken. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Blood Moon for 240 damage, and I think the best part about this card is it's 260 HP. Like, that is a little ridiculous. I thought it was going to be like a 230 HP Pokemon when I first heard about it, but no. It is 260 HP. It is so ridiculous, and you can attack with this thing late game for 240 damage. If decks playing that don't want to play Radiant Zard, you just throw this thing in there, and you are just swinging, man. This card is absolutely insane. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, this card is probably the best card in the set. This card's insane. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
a Radiant. It's basically a Radiant Pokemon just slammed onto not Radiant.
yeah.
So if you want, your deck relies on a Radiant like Greninja, you just have like you get to basically play with 2 Radiant Pokemon.
I'm pretty sure everyone listening to the podcast will have this card in their deck, or will at least own 1 to 2 Blood Moon or Salinas to put in a deck, any deck they want. Yeah, Recner, you
Yeah.
love the bear, man. What do you have to say about it?
I love the bear. Hey, we cut the moon for the bear. You know, you're telling me to cut the moon forever? It finally happened.
Yeah,
I love
thank
a Lost
gosh.
Box bear.
Yup. But Lost Box is bad still. I mean, okay. So let's go ahead and continue. One of the cards I'm most excited that returned is Enhanced Hammer. Discard special energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's it. I know as I say, control might get a little worse. Maybe control plays this deck, but it's just good in general. Especially with Legacy energy in the format, which one of you guys might mention. But this is my card of the set, Enhanced Hammer. Very much an enjoyer of cards like these. Yeah. Jeremy, what is your card of the set?
Well, I think it's the card that was probably hyped up the most, and it was like the best deck in Japan until people realized Raging Bull exists. My favorite card is probably the Dragapult EX.
Yep.
Dragapult EX is 320 HP, so basically cannot get one shot by most of the format. No weakness also, so like you basically just Raging Bolt is like the main thing that can one shot the Pokemon. And the main attack is the Phantom Dive, which does 200 and puts 6 counters to the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So it also has the Cloak right next to it, which
Oh yeah, the
was it
cloak is good
the
too. Yeah.
yeah. Look at the top 2 cards, put one in hand, put the other onto the bottom deck. Lets you filter through a bit. Not the best draw engine, but it's there to help along.
Yep. We also got cards like Tatsugiri, if we're talking about support cards. Attract customers. Once your turn, this Pokemon is in an active spot. Look at the top 6, and then put a supporter card into your hand. Shuffle the rest of the deck. Pretty good card. We're probably gonna see it. I mean, think about all the times people use Celebrations Mew, right? Same thing. It's 7 HP too, so not bad, not bad. Recner, any other cards you want to shout out?
Monkey Dory.
Yeah, Monkey Door. Yeah.
I'm trying to also play Guardy for Twilight Masquerade.
Yep.
I haven't really figured out the list because I don't know. Every list feels like it's like missing something.
Don't worry, my brother's
So
got
I've
the
been
list. He's been playing it.
Oh,
He
all
plays
right, all right.
yeah, Monkey Door is really good. But
Yep.
this goes into what I'm about to mention is Apex cards. Reset stamp. Regarding the reset stamp is really disgusting right now. So we have 6 brand new Apex. 2 of them really good, the other 4 kind of meh, right, guys? We all can agree with that. Let's talk about the 2 really good ones. Unfair Stamp is the first one. You could use the card only if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, then you draw 5 and your opponent draws 2. Guys, it's busted, right? Can we all agree that? Like, this card is absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. It is an item card with the power of a supporter card. Yeah, I've been using it in Greninja, and it's the only reason why the deck is viable. To be honest, if this card wasn't in that deck, it wouldn't. The Greninja would not. I would not be playing Greninja. But with this card, it makes it a little bit more viable. Recner?
I mean, I haven't played test with the card at all because I've been on like literally everything else. But it is probably the strongest aspect from the new set.
Maybe besides Legacy, which let's get into right now.
Yeah.
As long as this card is attached to Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but only provides 1 energy at a time. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack for your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1 fewer prize card. Bro! You're telling
Yeah.
me my hands is swinging at you for 2 prize cards, and you're swing or for maybe 3 prize cards, and it's swinging back, and you're only taking 1? Hell yes, Lugia is busted.
Yeah, it's like playable in basically only Lugia, but this just makes like the deck insane. You just have like it just turns the prize race like super awkward for your opponents because you need to slam like 230, 240 just to take a single prizer, or like you just have a Minchino on the active just slamming 300 into Zards, and then when they take a knockout, it's like, well, I'm taking 0 prizes if it has a legacy energy attached to it.
Yeah. Rickner, what did you say? You've been testing it.
It seems so broken. Most of my testing was just recycling it with Ogerpon and hiding it away, and then reusing it with hands, and it just makes the prize trade against Lugia so bad. Even without Ogerpon, just the fact that one of the best outs to it is probably like the bear, but the bear only takes 1 prize, leaves the 2 prize liability in the top. It just makes playing against Lugia so rough because if they back up by hands with a Chinchino, it almost feels like you already lost the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to agree. So, yeah, that's our Masquerade review. Again, if you guys want to see any cards, you can go ahead and head over to the Pokemon website. They have all the card lists there. And a lot of the set is really cool. And a lot of broken cards and a lot of strong cards makes the format more fun. Old Fire is getting kind of boring. So, yeah, Ursulina for days, right? Recner, Ursulina for days.
I love Freddy Fazbear.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next segment for Pokemon, our last segment, which is going to be North America International Championship happening this weekend. Booth Gamers attending is Douglas, Matt, Dan, Carl, and Ben, I believe. Any other Booth
I think,
Gamers?
yeah, we have friends of Booths also attending
Oh,
too.
we have friends of Booths. Fernando, shout out Andrew. Actually, is Fernando going? I know Andrew's going. And oh, we forgot to shout out Troy, our fellow booth gamer. He is he qualified for Worlds this season,
Yep.
which is super cool. He has exactly 600 out of 600 points, winning a challenge last week to put him in range for the World cutoff. So that's really cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the North America International Championship here. We have the fantasy website pulled up, but first let's talk about let's just talk about what we feel for NAIC. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about overrated deck. What do you guys think? Let's start with you, Rector. What do you think is an overrated deck going into NAIC? Just from what you've seen of testing, Japanese results. What do you think is an overrated deck here?
I don't know. Part of me wants to say like Lugia is so strong it feels like the Ogre Pawn Bolt deck is a bit overrated.
Okay. Yeah.
But
You can say that.
I'd say Dragapult, but I feel like everyone's on that boat. So the next thing after Dragapult for me is Ogre Bolt.
Ogre Bolt. Okay. The Grass Ogre Palm with the Raging Bolt.
Yeah.
Overrated? Okay. Okay. Jeremy, what do you think? Overrated deck.
I would. I'm not sure. I think I will have this. It's If you asked me like this like last week, I would say the Raging Bolt, but they're also the Raging Bolt deck. But I think like the community realized that it's not like by far the best deck, and like Lugia is probably the best deck in the format right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's probably the Raging Bolt is slightly overrated, but
Yeah.
I think the deck's still really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the train. I think Dragon Bolt's overrated. I was play testing it against my friend Eli yesterday, and it just seemed okay. Like Recon Directive's okay. It has Radiant Zard for late game, but I don't know. 200 plus 6. I know you want to play Jeremy, and it's probably gonna be better than what I'm playing, which is the Greninja. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick off the underrated deck, guys, because I really think Miraidon is underrated. Like Miraidon EX, not the baby Miraidon, just straight Miraidon EX. I think, like Rector said and Jeremy said, the Lugia Rampage. I just think Miraidon could just farm it for days. No, like I don't know. Miraidon seems better. I mean, not better. I mean, you're missing Flappy, but people are just playing Baton, 2 XP shares. You're still playing the Shraichu, still playing Pogo Zapdos. I mean, it's Miraidon at the end of the day. You're just hitting 15 energies, 4 generators, and you're just swinging, right, with Raikou V or Miraidon EX. So, in my opinion, I think an underrated deck is going to be Miraidon, purely because there's so many Lugias and so many, like, 2/2/2 decks nowadays. So, yeah. What do you guys think?
I think Miraidon is really solid, especially into the Lugia matchup. It's just that I'm not sure how consistent the deck is now, especially now with Flaffy. Without Flaffy, you just have to hit these generators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is an underrated deck, Jeremy?
My underrated deck is probably Gardevoir. I feel like Gardevoir,
yeah,
has a really good matchup against
Lugia.
like. Okay, I think it's really good against Raging Bolt. Its other matchups aren't that bad.
I heard it's good into Lugia.
Yeah, I heard it's good against Lugia, but I have not played it, so I cannot like confirm. But I heard it was like good into Lugia, but yeah. So I think this deck might be like insane, but I'll need to see more of the deck for now because people are like scared of like jamming towers, and they're not, but they might not play the deck. But I think the deck's kind of good.
Yeah. Record, what's your choice for underrated deck here?
Last boxer, baby.
Okay.
Raikou for 2, hands for 3. Nice Lugia deck, baby. I'ma bear all the Ogre Pawns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Seems fine to me. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and do fantasy. Let's go ahead and build our fantasy team, guys. For the Pokemon trading card game. Here we go. We are using an account here to make our fantasy team for the podcast. We're gonna go ahead and discuss as a 3-person. The 6 cards. Is that how it works? It's the 6 cards we'll see the most, or 6 cards that will
It's
win?
like different categories that you need to fill. Like, so like the first one's like I think
choose
EX,
one
and
EX.
like
All right, guys, let's choose an EX. What do we think will be the best EX at the tournament? I low key just want to say hands, but I don't know. What do you think, Recner?
I'll go with a wild pick. I'm gonna say a Water Ogre Pawn. I feel that all of the standard JP lists without Ogre Pawn, people are not gonna be respecting it. They're not gonna put Manaphy on the board. You pull up with the Ogre Pawn your Lugia list, you're gonna be farming people at NAIC.
Yeah, so that's not good for a fantasy team, Recner. Jeremy, what are you thinking?
I think for fantasy team is
It's gotta
top
be
8 right?
It's got to be hands
Is this like
or
the
Blood
highest
Moon, right?
number in top 8?
Yeah.
I think it's like something like highest number in top 8.
Yeah.
So
Blood Moon.
I think the choices are between well, so it's like if you do think Lugia is like the most popular deck, probably just like Iron Hands. And if you think, I guess it could also be Squawkabilly. Does the deck still run Squawkabilly? I think so, right?
No. It runs Lugia.
Or no, Billy? Okay. And then the other option is probably just Raging Bolt. So I
What
think those
about
are like
Blood
the two
Moon?
Yeah, I was gonna say I already messed up on the Ogerpon, but Blood Moon. I mean, every deck can run that. Not every deck can play hands, but every deck can play Blood Moon.
Yeah.
I don't think Blood Moon's on the on the fantasy section for this one, right?
Is it
At
not?
least I can't.
Ooh.
No, I don't think so.
I love it. We love hands.
All right, we love hands. All right, we love hands.
All right.
I have the team. All right, one Pokemon V. Are we just gonna do Lumen or what? Or Lugia?
Oh, I think Lugia. I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? But
we
I
just
guess
gonna do
Lumen
Lugia?
could be played.
Then
They're
Lugia.
basically played in the same deck. I guess Lumen can be played in like
More decks.
other
right?
decks, like if Zards, can play it.
Yeah.
Dragapults can play if they're not on the Lost Zone version.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think Lumen might be more popular in terms of top 8 appearances.
True.
All right, we'll do
Yeah.
Lumen. All right, choose a Pokemon without a rule box. So we got a lot of different mons here. We got Archeops, we got Barrel, we got Comfey, Cram, we got Manaphy. Ooh, Manaphy might be it, dude.
Nah.
Nah.
I'm not sure how good Manphy is in this format because I feel like not a lot of the top decks night bench. So I mean, I think I'm on the all in on the Lugia train.
I think we do Archeops, right?
Archeops pick. Yeah.
Archeops Rector? You down for Archeops?
I think Archeops.
All right. One ancient and one future. This is baby mons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the first choice I think of is the peak acceleration Miraidon. Because
not Baby Moon.
I don't know. I don't know how good Baby Moon is. I feel like maybe it's probably Baby Moon because
okay, what deck is running Peak Excel and how good would it be compared to like if we're thinking of a top 8 placing? I think an ancient box could make top 8. I don't think a future box would make top 8.
I think none of these can make top 8, but hey, does Scardy still run the Screamtail?
Yeah, they do.
We love Screamtail.
Yeah.
It's Screamtail, baby.
Wait,
Fluttermane or Screamtail?
Fluttermane or Screamtail? Yeah, you're right. Probably Screamtail, right? Wait, no, Main is running more decks.
Yeah, Main is running in like I think there was like a top 8 list in Japan Lugia that ran one Fluttermane.
Yeah,
Lugia,
they did. Yeah,
so.
okay, we're playing Main.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Choose 2 newcomers.
So I think it's just whatever came out
Ursaluna?
in Twilight Masquerade.
Ursaluna. Dragapult? Ursaluna.
Is Ursa? I think well we get to choose 2, right? So I think Ursaluna's one always we just can choose Ursaluna for one of them.
Yeah. Recner, yes, the
and
bear.
Then
I love the bear.
Yeah.
And one more. So we have there's Polt, there's Ogerpon, there's Thorns. If we're thinking Thorns is gonna do well. We got Palafin, bro. We got probably just Grass Ogerpon, right?
Yeah, I think it's literally between that and Polt. Unless we expect no Raging Bolts and Tor to Smurf, I think we'll probably see more Raging Bolts than we see or like I guess Grass Ogerpons than we see Dragapults.
Yeah. All right, we'll do Ogerpon Grass. Teal Mask. All right. What would be the total damage done by the winner's Pokemon during the final game? All right. Blood Moon for 240. Can I just put 240?
Total damage dealt by the winner's Pokemon. Is that like all like through the entire match, or is it like
the one Pokemon
the one
attack?
Pokemon?
I actually don't.
Attack at the end.
Total damage done by the winner's
FAQ.
All right, FAQ. You know, I'm just gonna before you see, I'm gonna say, 350. We love the chinchilla.
The 350.
350.
or just finishing the game off with 1 350 chinchilla into. Wait,
What about just
do
Blood
we
Moon for
even need to be
240? Yeah. What about isn't Blood Moon for 240 just way better of a guess?
Yeah, I think Ursa Luna
Oh
for last
yeah,
hit. But
probably.
Oh wait, no,
I'm
this is
just not sure
total
if this is
damage
asking
done.
us.
What will be the
Oh,
total
total
damage
damage.
done by the winner's Pokemon during the final game?
So is that
Is
like
that?
So that's all of them. So let's say
Oh,
Chinchilla for
280?
280 twice. No, no,
280.
wait, no. Chinchilla for 280, maybe Hands for 120, and then Blood Moon for 240. So that's 360 plus 280. 840?
560 plus 80, it's like 640.
640? I'm down for
I can't
640.
do math.
I cannot
Yeah,
math.
Alright, let me pull up the calculator. Hold on, guys.
we're probably. What's it?
Alright.
80 from
120
Chinchilla,
plus
120
280 plus
plus
240.
240.
Alright, 640. 640. 640 is our number.
640. Okay.
Yeah. Alright. Submit. Alright, there we go. So we have Hands EX, Luminion V, Archeops, Fluttermane, Blood Moon Ursulin EX, and Teal Mask Ogrepon EX. That is our fantasy team for NAIC. Recner and Jeremy, do we have any more thoughts about North American International Championship before we move on to our next section?
No, I think that pretty much covers everything.
Yeah, head empty.
Head empty? Alright. Well, Recner, it looks like your head empty going to be for the rest of the podcast because we are going into League of Legends. So let's go ahead and talk about MSI, Jeremy, because MSI is the most recent tournament here. And a lot of surprises, but at the same time, the ending was expected. I feel like that is the best way to describe 2024 MSI. And in my opinion, Jeremy, the best MSI we've had, purely because there's so many best of threes. Best of fives, best of threes, and best of fives, right?
Yeah.
And it finally felt more like a international event. I feel like past MSIs, it kind of was like, oh, let's just send these teams best of ones. Oh, this person won, but this kind of felt like an actual international event. I don't know, Jeremy. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah. This is basically the same format as we have last MSI, but the problem is last MSI we had like all the civil wars where like the both like Korean teams won and both Chinese teams won, so they played each other, and then like both EU and both NA teams lost, so they just played each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the tournament structure, as long as the was it like when the bracket isn't completely scuffed, it's a pretty good format. I like that there's W limb and it's like BO3 and BO5s instead of like what we had like a couple like the old MSIs where it's just all BO1 round robin until like top 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start with play-ins. Probably the worst set of play-ins I've ever seen from NA. Like,
I mean, it's like the only time NA didn't make it out of play-ins.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. FlyQuest, absolutely. Like they had a rough series against Talon, and let's be honest, PSG Talon, they're good. I mean, PCS has always been pretty good, but not good enough to beat an NA number 2 seed. I feel like. Um, Again, I don't know what happened to FlyQuest. Jeremy, you said that they didn't fix their issues, but what's really interesting to me is, um, there was a lot of good teams in this play-ins. I mean, we had T1 in here, we had Fnatic in here, we had GAM Esports in here with like their with a ton of subs, and yeah, Top Esports was in here too. So let's go ahead and do you have anything for you want to talk about for play-ins, Jeremy, or should we move on to the practice stage?
I mean, the play-ins is like other than like FlyQuest not making it out, it's most of play-ins are kind of like always the same. Like all the major region teams usually just win out.
Yep.
But then like I don't know. It's also super scuffed because GAM, I think they're playing with like a scuffed roster because of what happened there in like Vietnam in the VCS. Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's go to the bracket stage then. Possibly a more exciting bracket stage near the middle, but in the end, it was kind of expected. let's just go ahead and just talk about a series that you want to talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Team Liquid versus T1 because there's so many things that people could have said. Faker played bad. T1 wasn't in form. Team Liquid was good. Team Liquid threw. I agree with everything. Team Liquid could have won the series. They definitely threw a couple of fights. T1 definitely played horrible and did not play like world champions at all. But that's not an excuse for T1 almost losing some of the matches. The real thing is maybe NNA's getting better. I don't know. I feel like watching the match was pretty exciting. I feel like it wasn't a stomp, even though some say might it was. Some people might say it was, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the Samira game. I really enjoyed TL actually putting up a fight. I think if UMT had a little bit of a better series, they might have been able to win, or if they just kind of played better as a team. Other than that, I really did enjoy the series. And Jeremy, what is your series of the tournament?
Let's see. Series of the tournament. It's probably one of the G2 ones. I guess the first G2 versus the
Top?
first G2 versus T probably the T1 one.
Oh, T1. Oh yeah.
Because like the top ones are kind of like stomped. Like I like these. I didn't like the second one, like the second T1 versus G2 series that much because like G2 just like they just played it so bad. They me watching fucking Mickey like just play full engage on Braum support is like I don't think that's what the champ is supposed to do, but yeah. And then yeah, but then the first series was really close. It went into game 5 ending, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where G1 was able to win, and I think that would G2 look really good. In the beginning of the series, like Mickey X looked like his summer season 4 where he was running straight down on Nautilus, but then he like locked in Poppy, and then like he just starts smurfing, and then like throughout the rest of the tournament, or until basically they play T1 again, he was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, looking a little better for the West, Jeremy. Right? Just a little better. Like maybe we have a chance at Worlds. Maybe it's quarterfinals again.
Uh,
Quarterfinals again. Friday.
I I think G2 played a lot better than expected, and but the problem I think it's like a main thing. The G2 played a lot better than expected, but also like T1 also played a lot worse than everyone
Yeah.
expected. So I'm not sure if they will like the form will be the same at like Worlds, but if
Yeah.
this is if they can hold the same form, I think the West could do better. But I expect T1 to come back.
Yeah. And yeah, Genji just played absolutely amazing. Um, there's no
Yeah.
stopping them from winning this tournament. All right. LCS starts June 15th. That's 10 days from recording this podcast episode. And man, there has been some roster changes, and I think for the better for most part. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and create a tier list because there's not a podcast episode without a tier list. And we're gonna talk about each roster as we put them into the tier. So, Jeremy, let's go ahead and start with probably the biggest question of are they gonna be good or not? FlyQuest.
So FlyQuest, I believe the only change is they got in a new mid laner. They have Quad as their mid laner instead of Jensen now.
Yep.
Uh, I have heard good things about Quad, but I have not
Yeah.
personally like watched him, so
Well, we
I do
also
not
heard things
know.
about Quid when he went to 100 Thieves. So.
Yeah. Hey, after one split, he looked good. He looked
Yeah.
good this split,
But we're
but
talking about
the
fresh
first
meat,
split,
and we're talking about
yeah,
someone who comes in after MSI, which is so weird. I can't believe FlyQuest
it's.
mental boom that bad to kick Jensen off the team.
I think they just had like different goals, similar to what like I think 100 Thieves did a couple season goes at like when they got was it Abadage? They like realized that the roster is like, oh wait, our roster can win an LCS, and they're just trying to make like these short term like just upgrades as soon as possible, try to get like as strong as roster.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So where did we put in FlyQuest? So S tier, only one team is going to be an S tier, which is the
Yep.
winner of the split. So I don't think we should put them in S tier. I don't think they're going to win the split.
I don't think so either.
A tier is top
Um,
4, I guess. So like 3 teams. So are they top 4 material or put them in B tier? They're definitely not C or D, in my opinion.
all right, I think let's see. I think what's it? S is the team that wins, and
Yeah.
then A is like top 4.
Yeah.
these like top 6, I guess, and then I guess we only have C tier because we only have 8 teams, so
Yeah.
we don't have a D tier.
Yeah.
But I think they're definitely top 4.
Okay.
Whether they are top 2, I'm not sure, but
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
I think they're locked in for top 4.
Yeah. Let's talk about our number 1 seed currently, Team Liquid. Do they have it in them to win it again?
So they did improve a lot over MSI, and it's just really they are like the default like S tier right now. It's just that do you
Yeah, I
think
think so. I think so. I think they
yeah.
can win again for sure.
Yeah, it's just that do you think the other teams' roster improvements are enough for them to
Well,
like be overtaken, I guess?
I don't think roster improvements will take over Team Liquid. I think they're really good right now. I think the only team that has a chance of beating them is 100 Thieves, in my opinion.
Let me see. Let me check the 100 Thieves.
They didn't change anyone. They're sticking it, right?
Yeah. I think they're like on a good trajectory to improve. I'm just
So we're putting
I
TLNS.
think these should just be default S tier for now
Okay.
because like no one else has proven that they are better than them, and like it's not like the other teams got like major upgrades that like you can just like instantly like put them on top of them.
All right. Let's talk. I know we were mentioning 100 Thieves, but let's talk about the most anticipated team of the split, Dignitas. Team Cloud9 V2 plus Pika.
Yeah.
How are we
Oh,
feeling about Dignitas?
I'm not sure either. Like half of these players have not played in a while, right? Like we saw Isles, we saw Jensen like the split, but then Pika,
And they were
Sven,
both
and
good.
Liquid.
Isles and Jetson were both good.
Yeah, they're both good, but then we have not seen the forms of the other 3 players in a while. I Pika
Spica,
and Licorice, I
Licorice,
believe, but
and
Ben has not played
Sven.
ADC in a
Yeah.
while.
I think we'll put him in B tier for now.
I think they're B tier, but I think I won't be surprised if they make like top 3, but I don't think I will
I don't think they're gonna be
expect them.
coordinated enough to beat Team Liquid.
I don't think they'll. I think they're like. I think their ceiling is like second place. I think that's like the main thing. But I think they will have a solid floor where like they're going to make playoffs. I don't think they're gonna miss playoffs.
All right, let's talk about the West Killers, NRG Kia. They have the same roster.
Yeah, same roster. I'm not sure.
Man, they look so bad last split.
They did look so bad last split, but then they also did not before playoffs of last year. They also did not look that good, and then during playoffs, they just started like smurfing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about this team.
I don't know either. Hey, maybe now that they're considered underdogs, they'll just win again. I still think
Maybe.
they're really good. I think they're top 4 material to be honest, but we also have to consider 100 Thieves and C9. So I will put NRG in A tier.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, okay. Let's talk about the bottom 2 teams: Immortals and Shopify Rebellion. Shopify has replaced Boogie and got a new jungler. The rest is the same. Now, Jeremy, you're gonna hate me for this, but I think Shopify is better than Immortals purely because we are moving into an AD carry meta, and B-Boy is just too damn good. What do you think?
All right, I think I agree. Is it confirmed that Boogie is not starting over
LCS posted
Tomio?
the Shopify roster on their Instagram.
Okay, because I honestly I maybe just because I enjoy watching Shopify more, but I think they're also like just a
Shopify
better
has
team than
Fake
Immortals.
God, Tomio, Insanity, B-Boy, and Zazel. So Tomio is
Yeah,
now here. A rookie. I think, yeah, I just think if B-Boy is just too good, you know, AD carry is it's gonna be so insane. I don't know
yeah,
if you've seen some of the LPL matches so far, but it's AD carry galore, bro. It's crazy.
yeah. I think they're probably better than Immortals, but
Yeah.
unless we have Castle Mass does the same thing as Quid and just instantly like
Oh, they just level
improve.
up. Castle matches
They just
level up.
become like unless they like instantly level up, I don't think Immortals is
Let me check
I don't think they're
something.
good.
Yeah. Immortals is running it back, so they're not changing anything. So which means they've learned with each other. So maybe they've leveled up, and we'll have to see. The thing about
Yeah.
LCS is, we only sent how many teams did we get to send to Worlds? 3 or 4? 3, right?
I think it is.
3, because
Uh,
MSI, whatever
yeah,
MSI
3.
determines who gets the 4th slot, or who
Yeah,
gets an extra
first
slot.
and yeah, the
So
first two teams
I
get
could see
extra slots, right?
5 5 of the LCS teams be able to like I could see Liquid, FlyQuest, Energy, Dignitas, Cloud9, and 100 teams. I could see them all performing at Worlds. Unfortunately, we can only send 3 of them. So, speaking of which, we need one more team in A and one more team in B, and our last 2 teams, Jeremy, is 100 Thieves and Cloud9. So, what are we thinking? Who deserves A? Who deserves B?
Um, I'll I'm just start with Cloud9 first because it's like the team I watch the most. Their teamwork is like horrendously bad. They
Yeah.
are actually never on the same page, even though like on paper they're probably like the strongest roster. Um, they got Thanatos over Fudge, which I'm a big fan of because I
Fuck
have not
Fudge.
liked Fudge since like the last time I was a fan. I think Fudge was like the best top laner was like MSI when Perks was on the team. So like yeah, that's been like 3 years. But Thanatos has some IP. I believe he was the MVP of LCK Challengers.
Yeah. So he could
So
be the next Zeus.
yeah, he could be the next Ace, but I'm not sure if he has as
I
much hype as
think
Ace. So
100 Thieves is
yeah,
probably gonna go in A, top 4. C9 is probably the top of B. I think. I don't know. I just feel like 100 Thieves. They haven't changed anything, yet from what we know, and they're quite good.
I think 100 Thieves is like a safer bet because like I think the Cloud9 ceiling could be winning the LCS, but
but
their
we just don't
floor
know.
is like their floor is like 6th place.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's going to be it for LCS and what we think. Um, Tune in June 15th. I know I'll be tuning in. Jeremy, we'll probably be watching it together. Um, yeah, and best of threes, best of threes. Round
Oh
robin,
yeah, best of
best of
3
threes. That's hype.
round
That's
robin.
hype,
All right.
bro. That's hype.
Yep.
All right, Shanghai Masters for Valorant. Let's do this really quickly so we can end this episode in less than an hour. Who do you think is winning? Let's just say that we have 4 teams left. Who's winning, Jeremy?
So was it Genji looks like the strongest team right now. They're playing against G2, which I think is a weaker team than the 100 Thieves, but I think 100 Thieves is gonna basically pull a Sentinel and come back from a low bracket and just like
Yeah,
sweep over Genji on the
yeah. I'm gonna go with Sentinels only because Carl's gonna hold me at gunpoint if I
the
don't.
100 Thieves. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 100 Thieves all the way. My boy Boostio, he doesn't have his gecko head, but he's still got the brain. Um, so yeah, if EDG was still in it, I would vote for EDG. My boy King, he's my goat.
Oh, they did not look very good. They are
Yeah,
having an identity crisis.
yeah. But yeah, I know Jaden's sad about Paper X. Um, but 100 Thieves all the way. And maybe 100 Thieves for League too. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for the podcast episode. Recner, thank you for coming out. I know you just got back from I know you just got home and decided to join us. I'm glad you came. We want to have guests almost every episode, because we have longer episodes but shorter, but upload less. So having guests makes it more fun. Next episode, I'll get a face cam. We'll have her face cam back. Not like you guys miss us anyways. But yeah, Jeremy, would you like to add anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Recner, any final words? Where can we find you? Rec Bikes or what?
Find me every day except Fridays at Rex Bikes down in Mountain View.
Yeah, make sure you guys go check out Rex Bikes in Mountain View, California. They're on Instagram. You can find their website online. Really great stuff. Really great bike shop. And yeah, you can find them there chilling. You can talk Pokemon, talk Yu-Gi-Oh with them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast, and we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys stay cool during the summertime.